Hello my dear students, from the last few classes we are discussing a very interesting matrix, and that is nothing but a elementary matrix. We have seen how a invertible matrix can be written as a product of elementary matrices. We have seen how to find inverse of a elementary matrix, and we have also seen a very important theorem, that is nothing but a elementary matrix is invertible, and that fact we are going to use to prove a very important and interesting theorem today. And that theorem relates a invertible matrix and its echelon form. Now you will wonder what exactly is that theorem. So without any delay, let us jump into it. So this is the statement of the theorem. It says that a square matrix is invertible if and only if its row echelon form is invertible. So the question is how to prove it. Let us start it. So first of all, let us take one square matrix A, and I will say that its order is some n. So I will say let A be a square matrix of order n, A star be its echelon form. Now the question is how we are getting the echelon form. Just think properly. So in order to get the echelon form, we perform some series of elementary row operations on the matrix A, and we already know that performing elementary row operation is nothing but multiplying a matrix by a elementary matrix. So how can we write this A star? That is a question. So on this matrix A, we will perform some elementary row operations, but as you know that performing elementary row operations is nothing but multiplying it by a elementary matrix. So we will perform some elementary row operations on this matrix A. Let us say we have performed k elementary row operations, and this matrix has been reduced to its echelon form. So on this side we will have A star, yeah, and just I will add one more line here. A star be its echelon form, which is obtained by performing series of elementary row operations, okay, say k. So whatever operations we are performing on A, that number of operations we are calling them as k. Performing elementary row operation, okay, performing elementary row operation on a matrix is nothing but multiplying it by a elementary matrix. Therefore we will have this equation. So this A star is obtained by performing some k elementary row operations on the matrix A. Now since this theorem is talking about two things, I mean this is a if and only if statement, right? So first of all we have to assume that this matrix A is invertible, and by using it we will show that this A star is invertible, because A star is nothing but what? Its echelon form. And take a note that since we have said that A is a square matrix of order n, so therefore each of the matrix involved over here will be again a square matrix of order n. So A star will be a square matrix of order n, and as well as all these elementary matrices will also have order n. So part 1 I will say. Now what do you mean by invertible? Invertible matrix means what? Determinant of A is non-zero, therefore determinant of A is non-zero. I will call it as 1. We also know that elementary matrix is invertible, right? That also we have proved. Thus each EI, I is running from 1 to k, is invertible. Means what? The determinant of each of the elementary matrices will be what? Non-zero. So therefore determinant of this EI will be non-zero for all I is running from 1 to k. Now our main claim is to prove A star is invertible. So can you guess how to do it? Obviously, we are going to prove that determinant of A star is non-zero, and let us begin. So, our claim is determinant of, actually A star is invertible, that is nothing but determinant of A star is non-zero. We have from 1 we have A star is equal to Ek minus 1 continues up to E2, E1 and A. Simply let us apply determinant on both sides and let us see what do we get. Therefore, determinant of A star will be equal to determinant of Ek minus 1, so on E2, E1 and A. Now, here comes the heart of the theorem. See, there are some steps in the theorem that we are supposed to remember carefully. If we do not remember that, then we are unable to prove the theorem. So, this is that heart. So, here we are supposed to use an interesting and important property which we have already discussed in the previous classes, and that is nothing but determinant of CD is equal to determinant of C multiplied by determinant of D. Obviously, this property is true for square matrices, and this property can be used not only for two matrices. Here you can see only two matrices are involved, C and D, but this property can be proved for any number of matrices involved in this product. So, over here you can see that there are k plus 1 matrices in this product. So, how can we write it? This thing can be written as determinant of Ek multiplied by determinant of Ek minus 1, this continues, determinant of E2 multiplied by determinant of E1 and multiplied by determinant of A. But each of these determinants are non-zero, right? Determinant of Ek, Ek minus 1 and so on up to determinant of A, all of them are non-zero, and therefore, this is non-zero. Let us call it as 2 and let us call it as 3. So, we have taken the help of 2 and 3 in order to claim this. So, using 2 and 3, and therefore, we can say that A star is invertible. That is nothing but row echelon form, because that exactly was asked in the question. What was asked? Its row echelon form is invertible, right? Now, we will go for the converse one. So, we will assume that the row echelon form is invertible, I mean A star is invertible, and we will prove that A is invertible. So, now part 2. So, in part 2 we will assume that A star is invertible, that is nothing but a row echelon form of A is invertible, and we will try to prove that our matrix A is invertible. So, let us begin. So, part 2, I will say suppose A star is invertible, and we already know that A star is nothing but Ek. Okay, first of all I will write this. Suppose A star is invertible, and this implies determinant of A star is non-zero. Let us call it as some 4, and our claim is to prove A is invertible, and that is nothing but we are going to prove that determinant of A is non-zero. So, from what is that equation? From 1 what we are having, A star is equal to, so I will say from 1 A star is equal to Ek minus 1, so on E2, E1 and A. So, now what is the idea? See, I am going to multiply, pre-multiply this equation by inverse of this matrix. Now, since we already know that each of the elementary matrices in this product is invertible, so therefore, this product, that is Ek minus 1 up to E1 is also going to be invertible, because product of invertible matrices is invertible. So, I will pre-multiply by inverse of that. So, I will say pre-multiply by this Ek ek minus 1 and so on, e2, e1 inverse. Therefore, what we will get? Therefore, ek minus 1 so on, e2, e1 inverse a star will be equal to ek minus 1 so on, e2, e1 inverse. This thing we have already done before. Can you remember in which theorem we have done it? Just recall it. And over here this ek minus 1 so on up to e2, e1 as it is, and this is multiplied by a. Now, we already know that whenever some matrix is invertible, let us say C is invertible, then C multiplied by its inverse, that is C inverse, is equal to the identity matrix, which is equal to C inverse multiplied by C. So, the same thing will happen here. So, the inverse and the matrix, this multiplication is going to be the identity matrix, that is nothing but In in our case. So, I will say therefore, this ek minus 1, okay, and let us use the property on the left hand side as well, which we have already used. We already know that this AB inverse is nothing but B inverse A inverse, and the same will be true for any number of matrices, not only for this two matrices, that is AB. So, over here you can see that K matrices are there. For this K matrices we can use this property, I think, which we have already used before as well. So, I will not go in details. So, over here I will have E1 inverse, then E2 inverse, this will be continued, Ek inverse and E1 inverse, E2 inverse, Ek minus 1 inverse and Ek inverse multiplied by A star will be equal to In multiplied by A. The reason is since AB inverse is equal to B inverse A inverse, this property we have used, and therefore, we have expressed A, which is equal to E1 inverse, E2 inverse and so on, Ek minus 1 inverse, Ek inverse and A star. Now, we have already shown that or we have already seen that inverse of elementary matrix is also a elementary matrix. So, over here each E1 inverse, E2 inverse are all elementary matrices, thus they are what? Invertible, and we are also having that A star is invertible. So, thus we can directly claim that this A is invertible because its determinant is going to be non-zero only. So, I will say we know this each Ej inverse J is varying from 1 to K is invertible किंवा is a elementary matrix actually and thus invertible असं म्हटलं तरी चालेल किंवा directly म्हणूया is invertible, and therefore determinant of this Ej inverse is non-zero actually for all J is running from 1 to K. Let us call it as some 5, I believe, and yes, so 4 is nothing but determinant of A star is non-zero, and therefore we can say that therefore determinant of A which is equal to determinant of E1 inverse multiplied by determinant of E2 inverse and so on, determinant of Ek inverse multiplied by determinant of A star. Again over here the property has been used, since determinant of AB is equal to determinant of A multiplied by determinant of B, and this is non-zero. Okay, we have used 4 and 5, and therefore we can say that A is invertible. Thus, what is our conclusion of this lecture? So, over here we have proved that if a square matrix is invertible, then its row echelon form is also invertible, and conversely, if the row echelon form of some matrix is invertible, then the original matrix is also going to be invertible. So, that is all for this lecture. Thank you. Have a good day.